Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. Alright, this episode is one that's very special to me because it's actually the first episode that I ever recorded. I did it about a year ago, and after recording it, due to technical difficulties, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to release it, but it has been salvaged, so here we are. Alright, the guy I'm speaking to this week is my friend Matt, who indirectly gave me the idea to start this whole podcast. His story in Australia, to me, is very inspiring, so I really wanted to get him on. It very much was a learning experience, and one of the things that we did to relax us was have a game of FIFA. And I must apologise because in the background you can hear the slight tapping of buttons. But there is some good information put out there. It was very fun, and there's some good moments as well. So I thought it was well worth releasing. I hope you enjoyed the conversation that me and my friend Matt, the Immortal Brown, have. So the first person I'm going to be doing the podcast with is my good friend Matt Brown. Say hi, Matt.
Hello, viewers.
Listeners. Sorry about that, Matt's a little bit nervous.
They're not viewers, are they?
They're not viewers, mate. There's the camera inside.
I told you about this.
Oh, top quality entertainment already. As you can well hear, not see.
Can we start again?
No, mate, this is gold. We can't start that again. Yeah, we're not professionals, as you can hear. But I'm just gonna, I'm gonna speak to Matt. We will gain composure in a minute. Yeah. So, not quite the start I wanted to my podcast career. Matt did get a little bit confused, but we do manage to settle down, and this is what happened. Matt, how long have you been away for?
I've been away for over 2.5 years now.
Jesus,
It's been
man.
a long time.
It's
I haven't
long.
been home since.
Yeah. You going home at all?
Yeah, I'm planning to go home in August, just for a couple of weeks to see all my friends and family again.
And where have you been in the 2.5 years? I mean, clearly you've had a good time, otherwise you would have been back home now.
I've actually seen a lot of Australia so far. When I first arrived, I travelled the east coast, from Sydney all the way up to Cairns over 2 weeks, which was a great insight.
And for those of you listening, we're in Sydney right now. We're actually playing a game of FIFA because, like I said before, this is the first time both of us have done anything like this. And just to take the edge off a little bit, we're doing something that we're familiar with, which is playing FIFA, and hopefully it'll relax us, maybe add something. But yeah, we're both currently away in Australia. Matt's been here longer than me. You've travelled from Sydney to Cairns, but that hasn't taken you 2.5 years. So why are you still here?
Because I'm really enjoying the lifestyle.
Yeah, and you've got a job, haven't you, Matt?
I do.
What is that
I'm
job?
working as a surveyor at the moment, and I've just finished 1 year at the company.
Oh, has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been just over a year now.
Okay, and
And
surveying's what you did at home, right?
I did
You trained for it at uni,
a degree at Liverpool John Moores.
and so you've got a qualification, and you've actually come over here and impressed somebody so much they want to keep you here, and
Yeah.
you've been sponsored.
Unbelievable.
It's quite an interesting story though, wasn't it? Because I think the guy didn't really know what he was getting himself into to begin
To
with.
start off, I literally knew nothing about the job, and the night before I actually had to YouTube some videos about how to set up the instrument and just the basics, really.
Okay, so why was that? Because obviously you trained at John Moores, you must have learned something. So why is it that you have to look stuff up on YouTube?
We didn't do as much practical work. It was all theory based.
Liverpool John Moores, sort that out, please. Train people up there.
Which uni did you go to?
I was
Manchester.
at Manchester, yeah. I did maths, and after that I switched over to Manchester Metropolitan University, did a year teacher training, PGCE, and like you, I'm also using my qualification over here. I'm
What did they teach you?
Not a lot.
Not very practical based.
No, it was...
Theory, again.
Oh, my maths course was all theory. Very little did I understand at
So
all.
why did you choose maths?
Oh, man, that was when I was at college.
You must be pretty good at maths then.
Nope, not at all. I was enjoying it at the time. I was like, man, I should just totally do that at uni. So I thought, it'd be good, like, versatile, it's a good degree, all that. I scraped an A, but at least I did get an A. But I wasn't that naturally talented at it. Like, there's some people on the course who'd got all the hundreds in the A levels, and just, you show them something, they just pick it up. Whereas I always had to sort of work hard and graph them for my results. And I was proud of them, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, I can look myself in the mirror and I know I worked hard for what I got. Yeah, I'm pleased with that.
So you enjoying your time in Australia?
It's been I've learnt a lot about myself.
Have you grown up a bit?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I might have grown up a lot if I'd stayed back home. But I feel being away and some of the things that have happened over the last year have really helped me a lot.
What was the main thing, would you say?
At the start of my Australia time, so I got here January 2013. For the first 6 or 7 months, things were okay, quite good. I had some quite good times, but not really what I was hoping. I had a bit of bad luck. I'm not going to sit here and say how unlucky I am and stuff, because I think I class myself as very fortunate with some of the things I've been able to do. But with jobs and stuff, I had a little bit of bad luck. I kept on hearing about this promised land of Australia where they pay you $25 an hour for you to scratch your arse.
Doesn't happen.
Nah, it doesn't actually, no. Surprise, surprise. And yeah, I had a bit of bad luck where I had got myself a farm job and unjustly lost that. I tried a few other things, and so I did a bit of removals, and that was fine, it was good fun, but the hours that I was promised didn't come. And I had another removals contact, and one of my friends didn't turn up for work, and that affected my relationship with the boss, and so I lost that. Oh, and so I went to meet my friends in Thailand, and when I did that, which was my choice, I had a great time there as well. Hours for removals picked up, like the week I'd left, and they went from 30 hours a week to 50, and the guys were earning a lot of money. I was pleased for them, but obviously I wasn't earning that sort of money when I was there. And then I started to use my teaching qualification, and as soon as that work started coming, and I started doing well at that, the work dried up, because it was that time of the year where the kids leave school. I remember feeling really, really low because it was about September time, and I just thought, why are things not working out? I've tried quite a lot of things.
Where were you at the time?
I was in Melbourne at the time in a hostel. Tried a lot of things, and it's not working out. And I remember phoning my sister, and I was really upset, and I just wanted to travel Australia, and yeah, I mean, maybe I could have done a little bit more, and it's a combination of maybe that and a bit of bad luck. And I just thought, I need to do something here. I need to see some of Australia, and I need to get my arse in gear and get a job. I had actually a massive stroke of luck. I got my old removals job back due to basically someone else making a huge mistake, and he lost his job, and I managed to get mine back. And then since that day, I never looked back really. I was just working a lot of hours every day. I mean, it wasn't the greatest job, but I had a hell of a time. I've shared some of the stories with Matt before. Basically, we weren't the greatest removalists. Essentially, with that removals company, you got promised that the world, basically. You got told you're getting 2 experienced professional removalists, fully trained. You got told there was no hidden fees. You got told they're going to be reliable on time, and all your stuff will get from A to B in one piece. What actually happened is you got 2 backpackers turning up.
No experience.
With no experience. A truck with a hole in the roof. Loads of stuff got broken. Walls got dents in them. And then you got charged a load of illegal tax on top of that. And if you had any problem with that, then your stuff got locked in the back of the truck until you paid. So many hilarious stories. Certainly I found entertaining. Where was I? Talking about getting back on track. Yeah, since that day I just managed to get my job back, and to be honest, I was just really grateful for have the opportunity to just go to work and earn money. And then I worked every day. I really disciplined myself with saving, making sure I just didn't go out and just get hungover and then miss work. I was just always on time. Just the basics, but just got them right, and was just grateful and enthusiastic about working. And yeah, I managed to earn and save, and I ended up building enough money in the end. And I could have travelled Australia, but I decided to go to New Zealand instead. But yeah, I achieved what I wanted to do on this side of the world. I earned a decent amount of money and was able to travel. Yeah, I just learned to sort of toughen up and learn what I was made of, because I did have some hard times. I was feeling really down. I got through it. I'm stronger because of it, and grateful for the whole experience, to be fair. What about you, mate? Has it been all bed of roses for you, or have you had any bad times?
Well, it hasn't been easy.
Taking a bit of a dark turn this podcast already. Go on, mate.
Why do you say that?
Just talking about the moments we've been depressed.
Let's brighten things up a bit.
No, go on. It's not all bed of roses travelling. It's not all fun and games. There is hard parts where you have to learn a bit about yourself. So let's hear about this, and then we'll reward our viewers with more positive stuff.
Well, once I'd finished travelling the East Coast, I literally ran out of money. So my only option was to go and do some farming work.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it didn't actually take me too long to find a farm job, because I had a bit of experience already.
Yeah.
I used to do some dairy farming in England. What I wasn't told was that we had to do 100 hours plus every single week.
Oh wow, that's a lot of hours.
That's a lot of hours, yeah.
I should be able to do the maths being a maths teacher, but I'm struggling here. That's 12 hours a day at least, 12 and a bit, 12 and a half.
I was very sleep deprived most of the time. The farmers weren't actually very nice people, to be honest with you. So the first farm I worked on, I decided to leave after 2 months because I just couldn't handle it anymore. And the boss, he just didn't appreciate anything that I was doing for him, even though I was giving 100%. That was in a place called Forbes, which is in New South Wales. He shot a cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, compose myself. But he shot. Yeah, the cow was a
we were also in favour of animal rights as well. For those of you who think we find dead cows funny, we don't.
I know. I do like cows.
Oh god, we have to edit this again, aren't we?
Right. Anyway, moving on.
We can't leave us hanging on that cliffhanger.
Okay.
So this is
That
one
was
way.
a cow, yeah. He wasn't. He was going. Sorry, he was a bit old. So the farmer decided to put the cow out of its pain. So, but unfortunately,
Go on.
Sorry.
3-1 Cameroon.
I didn't even know. I wasn't paying attention.
Right, this is my tactics. This is why I'm going to beat
very
you.
clever.
I'm going to make you
So 3-1.
lose control. Right, carry on. The cow was old,
Yeah.
and they put out its misery. But
He decided to shoot the cow in the head, but then it was my. Sorry. But unfortunately, the first shot, it didn't actually kill the cow.
Kill the cow. Oh
No.
man.
So he had to go and shoot. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So
and
you had to clear it up, did you?
I had to move the cow.
Oh man, was it still alive? You had to move it.
It was moving.
That's Korean,
So
man.
yeah, I had to go and bury the cow.
Right.
Yeah.
It's taking a dark twist. There is a lot of stories, like not necessarily with the cow, but farmers are treating backpackers like dirt. Really, it is a quite common thing. And if you are thinking about coming here, which is the whole, I just thought about that, the whole idea of the podcast is to inspire people. All we've done is told them how miserable we've been. Christ. But if you have thought, wow, dead cows, I want to get out there. Gotta go to Australia now. And if you do your farm work, which is required for your second year of your visa.
If you want to extend your visa for another year, then you have to do at least 3 months or 88 days of farming work.
Yeah. And there's some good deals out there and you can earn some money, but there is some people who are trying to take advantage because they do know that backpackers need the money and need the days, so...
The backpackers can be very desperate.
Yeah,
They will even work for nothing.
Yeah, and for slave labour as well. Eating coal.
Eating
coal. I don't know if that's true.
No, that's not true.
There is some dodgy ones out, so do be careful.
It's always best, if you've never worked on a farm before, to travel with a few other friends and not travel alone, because some of these farmers, they can't be trusted.
Right, let's cheer things up a little bit. What was the best time you've had in Australia or travelling, which has only been in Australia actually?
I'd say my favourite place was when I visited a place called Whitsundays, which is on the east coast. And I went scuba diving there. I saw the beautiful Great Barrier Reef, but unfortunately, I'm one of those people who can't equalise my ears. I couldn't actually do it, couldn't really dive very deep. It was a waste of $150.
Quite a big ask though on your first one. I did my open water course, which is for your PADI licence for diving.
You got it? Really?
Yeah, I did it in Koh Tao in Thailand. The cheapest place to do it in the world, and it's pretty good as well. But yeah, I remember the first time I went down, I really struggled. It took me ages to go down because it's a hard thing.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets.
And I was doing it in very choppy water.
For the first time, it's a lot to deal with. But that's another thing, I'd recommend definitely doing that, doing some diving. It's incredible. You're in a completely different world. Well, that's it really, you're in someone else's space. We don't belong down there. Clearly, through evolution, we belong on land. Man have come up with this contraption to go underneath water. But yeah, it's incredible. And I remember when I went down, I got all the way to the bottom, finally, and I looked up and saw there was 10 metres of water above me, and I was thinking,
is it quite safe to dive there?
Oh yeah.
Compared to Australia?
I think it's safe anywhere else, they wouldn't take you down now. Just laying out the facts, mate.
That's true.
Even with sharks, they reeled off a stat when I was there that in the previous year we'd killed men and women, let's not discriminate the females out there. We'd killed 70 million sharks and they'd killed 7 humans. And they kill us by mistake as well because they think we're seals. They attack upwards for their prey and they confuse us, and particularly surfers, because of the outline of the surfboard.
Have you ever seen a shark before?
No. By the way, that's what I just described then. I've completely butchered that, but it's something along those lines about how they kill. I haven't seen a shark, no, but I have seen whales and dolphins.
I saw a whale the other day, actually.
The other day?
Yeah.
What,
when
one
I
of
was
your
driving to
surveys?
work.
Just driving to work and saw a whale?
I did.
As you do. There you go. Did you get that in England?
My office is in Bronte, which is quite close to the ocean. On the way to work, I saw a glimpse of my first whale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, incredible actually.
You'd have to pay hundreds of dollars for that. I know I did.
Because they're actually all travelling north at the moment.
All
For warmer
backpackers.
waters.
That was a shocking joke by me.
What was your joke?
I just said they were backpackers. It's terrible.
That was good.
No, it's not. I think I paid $150.
To see a whale?
Well, I saw 4 actually. But we saw dolphins as well. It was in Kaikoura in New Zealand.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. One of the good things I've started doing since I've been away is I just started writing down sort of ambitions and goals I want to do. And I actually looked back at some ambitions I'd written down and noticed that was on there. You can actually do it cheaper, I think, particularly around here. You're looking at, say, $30 or $40 possibly, depending. So I probably did pay over the odds for it, but it's something I'll always remember.
What's your next goal?
I'm actually planning on trying to see some of Australia.
Really?
Been here for getting on 18 months.
So you got 4 months left of your visa?
No.
No?
18 plus 4 is 22. 2 years is 24 months.
I know. I was testing you.
Thanks, mate. We do need to test each other.
Yeah.
Otherwise we just stay static and become an enigma. Nah, I've got till January. I've butchered my maths. I think it's 17 months. Probably got that wrong again.
What parts would you like to see of Australia?
Well, I want to see Whitsundays, thanks to your brilliant explanation about that. Highlights of the East Coast. I don't want to spend too long on the East Coast, simply because, from what I gathered, it can be a bit of a piss up, which is great, but it's expensive. And I already had.
Goon.
There is
There's
goon.
an alcoholic drink called Goon here, which is very, very cheap.
Yeah, it's also very, very disgusting as well.
It's very nice. It's like a bit like wine, but it's very dry, and a lot of Aboriginal people tend to drink it. Nothing against Aboriginals.
Yeah, we're not racist on here.
They're actually very friendly.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, Goon, a lot of backpackers drink it. It's about $12 for 4 litres. It's classed as wine, I guess. It doesn't actually say Goon. It doesn't say Goon in the box. It calls itself wine, but it contains fish products and egg products, and I don't know how they make it. To be honest, I don't even want to know, but they make it, it's cheap, gets you very drunk, and we're not talking about a normal drunkenness, we're talking like some crazy kind of drunk. But if you're a backpacker and you're low on funds, it's sometimes the only option. So Matt, question for you. 4 litres of Goon, how long would it take you to drink 4 litres
4 litres
on your own?
It's a very, very good question. It'd probably take me, depending on how thirsty I was, the whole day.
Yeah.
I've never had a whole box of Goon before.
I asked this to a friend. You reckon it'd take him an hour and a half until I broke it down for him. think about it this way, a bottle of wine's what, 750 mils? So 4 litres it's over 5 bottles of wine.
Wine gets me very drunk.
Yeah, imagine having 2 bottles of wine. That's pretty hard. A goon's 5 bottles. And I think if you try to drink it in one go, you just get unbelievably, absolutely smashed after about 2.5 litres. Be all sorts of chaos going on. Can't imagine the carnage you'd happen after 2.5, 3 litres of goon. Probably end up being sick and passing out.
Do the people at your hostel drink it?
Mate, live off it. Never on Cheerios.
Do they?
No, yeah, pretty much. I mean, everybody's in the same boat. Everyone's wants to travel. Everyone wants a good time. You know, everyone's had the times when they've been in and out of work. And if you want to drink, sometimes if the money's running short, or if you're still trying to save and want to go out, it's a nice little option, really. Of course, it's a good option because I think beer and spirits are so expensive.
Very expensive, especially vodka.
By the way,
twice as much as
drink responsibly, everybody.
We're not promoting alcohol.
We don't promote that at all. Well, a little bit here and there is alright. You know, we don't want you listening to us and getting all sorts of crazy ideas, trying to down 4 litres of goon, see how long it takes you. If anyone's done it, actually, let me know if you've actually done a box of goon to yourself in a short period of time. How do we get onto goon?
No idea.
Oh, I know. I was talking about the East Coast, about me doing that. We always go off at a tangent.
Yeah.
We always come back to what we were talking about, which is promoting travel.
Ever consider hiring a camper van and going around?
I've done that. Yeah, 2 occasions. One of them was with my good friend Lee Pollitt, who I worked with at a bar in Cambodia. He came to Melbourne and me and him did the Great Ocean Road, the Grampians and Phillip Island. My good friend Philip Taffley came with us to Phillip Island as well, which was good. And yeah, it was good fun. I mean, it was a bit rushed, but it's actually one of the only things I've actually seen in Australia. So yeah, it was good fun.
It's a huge country, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive. Speaking
actually,
of Europe, have you showed you showed me that map with Europe inside it?
Yeah.
It's massive.
And there's actually between Sydney and Perth, there's actually a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah.
Is it 3 hours?
I don't know the difference. There's even a time difference between Melbourne and Adelaide, albeit it's 30 minutes, but still.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shows how big and vast the country is.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I know is because when Phil, who I just mentioned, he went to work in Adelaide, and he found it out when he went there.
That's in New South Wales.
That's in
There's
South,
5 different
South
states.
6, mate.
Six different states.
Well, hang on. What's Tasmania class as then? We need to do our research. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I know that you've got New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria on the east, and you've got South Australia, Western Australia, and the Northern Territory.
That's right.
And then I don't know what Tasmania classes as.
Do you know what's the capital of Australia?
Canberra, is it?
That's correct. Most people would think Sydney, but it's not. That's between Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah, that was a
I've never been
whole.
there.
No, one of my friends said it's actually okay. It's quite nice. Like backpackers tend to avoid it because there's no goons.
There's nothing.
My friend Tom Duncan recommended it to me. He said the way it's set out is quite nice. You can get out to the countryside quite quickly. But yeah, on the whole point of the town is the fact it's a political town, isn't it? Because it's in Melbourne and Sydney are both massive. They've got over 4 million people, and they couldn't decide between them, I believe.
That's true.
So they just picked somewhere in between. But if you think, that's what I think as well. It's a massive country with not that many people.
I think it's 80% of the population actually live by the coast.
That's a good life.
But you're going to have to check my figures there.
Matt Brown, you're one of those 80%. As we speak, we're at Matt Brown's house, and he lives right on the beach.
Very close.
God, how do we get to... We got to Canberra, didn't we? How do we get to that? I'll go back to what I was talking about in my ambitions. I mean, in Australia, I was in Melbourne for the best part of a year. I was in the farm town for a while to get my regional work called Mathra in Victoria.
So did you do your 88 days in the end?
Yeah. Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah, so I've seen Mathra, I've seen Melbourne. Obviously, I'm in Sydney now, so I've seen that. The other thing I've done is Ayers Rock in the Northern Territory. I won a competition, believe it or not.
So whereabouts is Ayers Rock?
That's Northern Territory, right in this centre of the country, really. It's not northern. I guess it is kind of near north. It's more north than Melbourne and Sydney, that's for sure. And that was pretty good. The thing is, people always ask me though, would I recommend them to do it? I'm just not sure what to tell them. because I won a competition for a tour that was $360 to the purchase. I got it for free, and to fly there is quite expensive. It's $150 each way, and I was set to buy a flight to Cairns anyway, so essentially I only paid an extra $150.
Yeah, are you allowed to actually climb the...
You are.
Is it flat?
The top of the rock, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can climb it, but when I went, it was closed off, and it's not really culturally acceptable for the Aborigines. I love climbing things and love getting on high buildings and high structures and natural high things as well, because that's not either a building or a structure. And I love looking out, even if I could, knowing what I know, because it's not culturally acceptable, I would have chosen not to do it. But you are allowed to climb it some days, and it also depends on the conditions as well.
It's very hot there, isn't it? Is it the hottest part of the country?
I believe it can be.
It's
supposed to be
very,
it is a desert, and it can be pretty dry as well.
It's very important to have sufficient liquid.
When I was there, I was there in a weird time, because it wasn't hot at all. It was quite mild weather, which was very rare. And also, apparently there's 7-year cycles the weather goes in, and every 7th year there's a wet year in the Northern Territory, so it was looking a lot more greener than it normally does.
So there's been a lot of rain.
This year's been that 7th year, apparently. Or when I went, I'm not sure what's happening now. It was quite green when I saw it, which was unique. And from what I got told, I could go back in 5 years and it'd be different. I certainly wouldn't recommend going twice. It would be not much point. But back to what I was saying, it was really good for me because I only ended up paying an extra $150 than what I would have spent anyway. But whether I was to say to someone, pay $300 for flights, $360 for a tour, and night of accommodation each side, and then food on top of that, that's $700. It's a lot of money. I don't know if I'd recommend that, but it did inspire me being around that nature and seeing the natural scenery. I was always planning to go to the East Coast, and because of that, I decided to completely change my plan and go to New Zealand, which was great. So from that point of view, maybe it is worth it. Maybe you will get something out of it. Plus, not many backpackers go there because they tend to focus on the East Coast, so it's kind of cool to go somewhere where less people go. But yeah, it was good. That's pretty much what I've seen. Sydney, Melbourne, the Great Ocean Road, Grampians and Farmtown and Phillip Island. To finish that question you asked me 30 minutes ago, whenever it was, I'm hoping to actually see some of Australia. I want to do the main parts of the East Coast, so Fraser Island and Whitsundays, Barrier Reef, maybe a skydive, because I've done a bungee in New Zealand and I want to do a skydive. And that'll probably take me 2 weeks anyway. And by that point my holiday will be over. I'll be back to inspiring those young ones with bar charts. My friend Tom Duncan, I mentioned earlier, he did Darwin to Perth, and he said that was the highlight for him, or a very good thing to do. Yeah, he really recommended Darwin to Perth, and a lot of people avoid it because it's very remote and desolate, but apparently the beaches are beautiful, the scenery is beautiful, and it's real Australia rather than just a commercial tourist.
For the people who don't know, where is Darwin?
Darwin's right at the top of Australia in the Northern Territory. It's quite close to Indonesia, I believe. It's really close to it. And Perth's the west, in Western Australia, and it's southwest at that. So, I mean, it's a fair journey. Unless you do it yourself, there's only 1 or 2 coach tours that do it, I think. But he said that when he went to, I think it's Cockatoo National Park near Darwin, where there's crocodiles, and he said he was on some boat looking at crocodiles just on his own, and that he's never felt more free and in the wilderness than there, just because he was away from all the drinking culture, away from all the backpackers, at one with nature and sort of in a place that was so not his background. He's from Doncaster in Yorkshire, and he said he just was just blown away by the whole experience. He really inspired me to do that trip actually. My problem is I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do it, but apparently it's good. Darwin, I've heard mixed reviews. What's your happiest, or name a really good memory you've got since you've been away from home?
It's a very, very good question. My happiest moment?
Apart from this podcast. I think I wrote a top 5. I wrote a lot of top 5s actually when I was doing Asia. One of mine was when I did this bungee jump I just mentioned a minute ago in Queenstown, New Zealand, 134 metres, the highest in Oceania. That was a really good experience. I was absolutely terrified to begin with, but then I kind of convinced myself that nothing could happen. It was completely safe, and I just wanted to enjoy it. the whole thing, when you jump off to when you hit the bottom, is about 10 seconds. First two, I remember thinking, oh my lord, what is happening? But then for the last 8, I just thought, wow, this is some feeling, this is incredible. And when I hit the bottom and started bouncing, I was in such a state of shock that I just was in hysterics, just laughing. And you're supposed to, there's a bit of a rope that you tuck into your boots that sort of suspend you from the rope, and you're supposed to hold on to that, but I just completely forgot, so that when they pulled me up, I just went up like a fish that had been caught from a river. It looked ridiculous. I saw the video.
So there's water underneath it?
There was, yeah. I mean, the scenery itself wasn't the best, but the sheer height and the experience was great. There's probably more picturesque bungees, no doubt, but that's apparently the bungee was invented in New Zealand, and that's the biggest one in this part of the world, so it made sense for me to do it. Would you not do a bungee?
Maybe. I've never tried it.
What about skydive? Would you do that?
I've done that already.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where was
did
that?
For my 21st birthday in England.
Oh wow. Whereabouts in England?
I think it was just outside Chester. Did it with my sister and my brother. But at the time, my brother actually had no idea that he was going to be doing it with us as well. So that was a nice surprise.
Was it his birthday or yours?
It was our birthday, but I decided to surprise him as well.
Okay. Oh, so you chose it and then paid for him or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
I'm a nice brother.
Matt, put your phone away, you unprofessional. Matt, by the way, is one of the kindest guys I've ever met.
What? What are you talking about?
Perfect host. When I got back from New Zealand, I didn't have a lot of money, and Matt kindly put me up in his house.
It's a flat.
It's a flat. He's being modest as always. It's by the sea. I won't tell you where, because I don't want you all these fans out there.
But it's been fun, I've enjoyed it.
That's good, mate. It'd be good if you come on again another time.
What's your sign-off line?
I don't know, I haven't got a...
You haven't thought about it?
I haven't thought about that. Maybe that's what I should do next time, eh? Matt, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.